It's Meredith Moore Crosby, your Getting Unstuck guide, and we are live with episode 2 of Office Hours. This is a weekly time that I set aside with my partner, Angel Livas, to be able to share insights from our journey as entrepreneurs, as moms, and as communicators. And it really is a part of an initiative that is supported by the Knight Foundation around increasing the visibility around women of color in leadership. And so for the past year, hey, Tiff McDuffie, hey girl, package your genius, how you doing? So I was just saying, Tiff, so, Visibility Matters is an initiative that I started working with organizations on so that we could have a place as leaders and women of color to be able to connect, give advice, and not have to wait for like an expensive conference or something else, just a chance to be able to check in with each other, support each other on our goals, and be able to share advice and relevant resources. So this is definitely meant to be interactive. If you have a question, please type it down there, Tiff. So if there's anything that you're struggling with that is starting to make you feel like you are getting stuck, that is what I am here for. You may know that I'm the author of Getting Unstuck, a guide to moving your career forward. It's about my experience, not only personally navigating the challenges of becoming a leader in corporate America, especially if any part of you is different, which we're all uniquely special and different. And I partnered with my good friend Angel Livas because she has a book out around how you make the shift from corporate, from a side hustle to a main hustle. So how do you start a business? She is actually in Thailand living her best life. So for today, you guys get me to answer all of your questions. So we had 2 that came in since the last episode. Hey, Tompos and Brian joined. Thank you guys. I love seeing you, my Chicago people. So we had 2 questions. You may or may not know, there also is a survey chat for you guys to give feedback, but it's the 3rd week in January. Do you know why that's important? No? It is typically the time when people stop actually going after their goals. It's the point that you even stop talking about like you're going to go to the gym. Like whatever it was you said on December 31st, this is typically the week that you stop making a priority. So I want to give you some tips so that that does not happen to you this year. Okay? So first off, I want you to just type in the chat goals. If you even have a goal this year. Please have a goal. I mean, even if your goal is just around wellness, like I have a goal around, I just want to move my body. I want to dance once a day, right? I'm like on the slow road back to Zumba instructor and group fitness instructor, but that's like super intense. So to set that as a goal might be a little bit too aggressive. So we take it down to what is an amazing habit. So for me, the habit that enables that goal is dancing and moving my body every day. Thanks, Brian. Brian has a goal. You can tell us what the goal is, Brian, if you need help. But that is an example of a wellness goal. Now, if you're setting, for example, a lot of my clients are setting goals around they want to get promoted this year, right? Like that is sometimes a challenging goal because do you get to decide when you get promoted, what title, the salary? Chances are probably not. Even if you have your own business, like you can go in and change like on LinkedIn, like, oh, I'm a senior now. However, you then have to make more money. There are other things. So if you have a goal around getting promoted, I want you to think about what is it that you really want? Is it that you want an increased title? Is it that you want increased pay? Is it that you want to be respected at work and have more opportunities to positively impact the culture? Whatever it might be, get more specific. Because very often how people get stuck is that we don't unlock the resources that we have. And that really starts with us. So if you're not really clear about your goal and what you need from other people in order to make that happen, you get stuck. So in that example about your career, if you have not had a conversation with your manager to let them know that you also feel like your work is deserving of a promotion this year, or that you want to make sure that your work is worthy of a promotion this year. So they're asking for some feedback. Take that action this week. So that is what I want you to think about. How can you take action towards your goal this week? And do something that's going to be motivating, that's going to be exciting. Like dancing every day is an amazing break when you have a stressed out day. Like to put that on your schedule, I'm going to hang out, I'm going to dance. It feels good. So I want you to think about how you can break that goal down into something that's going to be fun, that's going to motivate you past this 3rd week of January hump. Okay? So if everybody can do that, and if you want to type in there, if there's something specifically that is holding you back, maybe you don't know what that enabling habit is. Has that ever happened to you? Like, you set a big goal. I'll give you an example. Last year, I wanted to do a speaker series, and I got stuck. I got totally stuck because I didn't have a place to host this. I didn't have a physical place to be able to engage. And so I was stuck. And the whole year, while I went and did speaking events, I never did a speaker series in the way I had it in my mind. This year, I'm using the internet. And it happened because I started to look at people who had similar goals, and I was watching what they were doing, and it sparked something that I'm actually pretty technological, and my audience is pretty technological. So that's a great place for us to meet. So instead of letting your goal go, I want you to think about either getting back to the habit. What is it you need to do in order to enable it? Who do you need to help you? What is it that you need to tell the people around you so that they can support you, they can open doors, they can make sure that your performance is actually going to enable you to achieve this goal? And you can also figure out how to make it more motivating, how to make it more fun. It might mean that you get to do it with somebody, or it might mean that you just really have to get to the heart of the why. Why are you doing this? But definitely do not stop just because it's the third week in January. It's not too late. We're just getting started. You can really set goals at any time of the year. So don't let the marketing fool you into the pressure that if you have slipped up, if you haven't had a real milestone, if you haven't seen some real progress right now, that you are still worth your time. You have an entire year. What do you want? So on that note, pick a milestone for this year. Pick something that you know is going to happen if you are on track to getting your goals. So for me, a milestone will be actually taking my group fitness instructor exam. I have anxiety around exams. It's not anything that I enjoy. In fact, if you've read Getting Unstuck, you know that for me, taking exams has been one way that I've been able to identify when I don't want to do something. So keeping it motivating and going through is not only a milestone for me, but it's also kind of the goal. Like, I know once I've done that, I'm closer to the end. So think about if there are milestones or steps that you can celebrate on the way to that bigger goal. What's one action you can take towards that today? So really being able to break down those goals, whether it's around career, whether it's around your health, whether it's, you know, around your ability to take care of yourself, to just take space every week to do one thing that you love, one thing that is important to you. So I want you to take that with you this week, and I want to answer one question that came in since last episode. And if you have a question, feel free to drop it in the chat. So the question that we got between last week and this week's episode was this. Angel and Meredith, I really love to travel. It's one of the best parts of my corporate job. And as I think about entrepreneurship, I know travel would be critical. I'm not sure I want to be a travel agent. What's your other advice for incorporating the life you love into the career that pays your bills? That is a great question. And you know, for so many of us, travel is a motivator when we talk about goals. We set countries we want to visit, we set people that we want to see, places we want to go. And so when you're thinking about making a transition and really centering your life around those goals, one way that you can do it is to, again, set maybe a travel milestone. So it sounds like you are making a decision between leaving a corporate salary job, where as a part of your position, you get to do a lot of travel. Now, what's important here is for you to really take the time, if this is you and you feel like travel is an important value for you, I want you to go deeper into what does travel mean for you? What is it that you really get from that experience? Is it independence? Is it reconnecting with your network? Is it getting a chance to demonstrate status? Maybe you're like world-class traveler and you're always first class and they always, Mrs. Crosby, what do you need? No judgment. No judgment. Whatever makes you happy, that's what you should do. And the good news is that doesn't change when you have your own business. You can target clients in other countries. You can target events, and you can network and build a group of partners that are outside of your immediate area. So I have a lot of clients in San Francisco and DC. You want to know why? Because I live in Minnesota and it snows a lot. So when it snows, there's always still business in San Francisco. There's always business in DC. And so it's a bit of knowing about kind of the cadence of your business, what you want to get into, and where you're going to find more clients, where you're going to find events and things that are going to be in your industry, in your niche, and it's going to actually help you move forward. That is the number one way that I would recommend doing it. Now, there's another option, which is you could look at if in the beginning parts of your business, you don't have that network already, right? Which is a goal that you could be cultivating while you're still in your job, that you want to start to build that network out. But maybe you've already taken the leap and you didn't think about that yet. That's often how we get stuck too, myself included. So if you already took the leap, you didn't think about it, and now you're trying to figure out how to incorporate travel into 2020, I recommend, what's been very helpful for me, is to tie your travel goals with your professional development. Like, make it be a reward for yourself. So this year, I'm rewarding myself going to the Women Behind the Business retreat in Bahamas in February, where I'll be teaching a workshop on getting unstuck, reinventing your vision for your life. For me, it is a part of my business because I get a chance to share my book, to share what I've learned, and it's personally achieving a goal because I get to develop my network of other women of color entrepreneurs. I get to share what I've learned, but I also get to get their insights, their experience. I get to hear from them about what's working, what's not working in their business. And usually that leads to partnership and to more business and to more clients. So if you want to build an international network where you are getting paid to travel, you're getting paid to speak, you're getting paid to do these things, then you have to really be super intentional with your network. That's something that you see your network doing. That's a bit of a catch, right? If you are the only one in your network who is getting paid to travel, getting paid to go and speak, you want to start to spend more time with people who are doing that and surpassing your goals, because those are people who are going to pull you along as opposed to you pulling your team along, right? Like they say, eagles of a feather flock together, all boats rise with the tide. Like, you have to participate in your own rescue. You have to make these tough decisions. And if you have decided that travel is important for you, hey, it's not easy, right? We all want to live these Instagram, I get to just go everywhere I want to go lifestyles. But in reality, it actually takes a lot of work, a lot of behind the scenes, building networks, building trust, and really getting to the point where your business can sustain you being on a plane for 20 hours to travel around the world. And as Angel and I are demonstrating to you, that you've really developed mutually beneficial partnerships so that it's easy if something does happen, that your business can keep moving, that your clients can still get what they need, and that you can maintain your professional reputation. So travel, yes, have a plan, have a purpose, and have a way that you are going to profit from it. Either you're promoting your brand, you're promoting your business, or you're promoting some work that is really important to you. But if you have one of those three things in place, it's going to be a lot easier for other people to tag you and pull you in for projects. And it's going to be a lot easier for you to see the value between when you're traveling for work and when you're just working on a vacation. Those two things are different. So thank you for that question. If you have a question, you can either drop it in the chat or you can send us an email at events@visibilitymatters.us. Or you can always hit us on Facebook. We're both on Instagram and on LinkedIn. Listen, if we don't have any other questions for today, I'm going to sign off early, give you the gift of time, and let me get back to work. Again, office hours is a commitment to be able to share career and professional development with our network, to be able to answer your questions in real time and give you the resources that you need to be able to get unstuck. I appreciate your time today. I hope that you have found some hope in the answers to these questions, because you are worth your time. Whether it is travel, whether it's wellness, or it's a promotion that you want to achieve this year, I hope that this brief time has helped you to be able to identify how you can turn a really big goal into a fun, motivating milestone that is going to keep you moving your career forward. If you want to connect with me, or if you want to get your copy of Getting Unstuck, A Guide to Moving Your Career Forward, with the foreword by Mr. Don Thompson, the former global CEO of McDonald's Corporation and current founder and CEO of Cleveland Avenue. If you're in Chicago, hit up Taste 222. But in the meantime, check out Getting Unstuck Guide on Amazon, Target, Barnes & Noble, wherever you buy books, or you can check me out on gettingunstuckguide.com. I look forward to seeing you all next week. Thanks, everybody, for spending time with me today, and you make it a great week.